You ever just hit a wall? Like, thinking about doing something challenging feels exhausting before you even start.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling where your brain is practically screaming for the easy option, the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And what if it's not just laziness? What if it's something more about how our world is set up now?
Well, that's a really interesting thought, isn't it? That this world built for ultimate convenience might actually be, rewiring us.
Yeah, because everything is so easy. One click, instant answers, food delivered. It's constant.
It is. And that ease, that instant gratification,
Yeah.
it seemed to have a knock-on effect.
Which brings us right to our topic today. We're diving deep, inspired by this great new video from the Awaken Your Potential channel on YouTube.
Ah, yes. Train your brain. Love hard things with Dopamine Detox. They do some really insightful work over there on, personal growth and motivation.
They really do. So we're going to unpack how all this easy living affects our brains and, importantly, what we can maybe do about it. Like you said, it feels like our tolerance for anything uncomfortable has just tanked.
That's a perfect way to put it. It shrinks, right? Our mental resilience, our grit. It kind of fades if we don't use it, if we always pick the effortless path.
And dopamine's involved here somehow, the motivation molecule.
Exactly. Dopamine. It's crucial for pleasure, reward, and, well, driving us to do things. Back in the day, it was about survival.
Finding food, shelter, avoiding danger, that sort of thing. Made sense then.
Precisely. It guided us toward things necessary for life. But now,
Now it's different. It's like our brains are getting flooded with dopamine from things that aren't exactly about survival, are they?
not really. Think junk food, endless social media feeds, video games. These things give us these massive, quick dopamine hits.
Like hitting a jackpot constantly, but for, minimal effort. What's the downside?
Well, the brain starts to adapt. It gets used to those big, easy surges. So it can start craving more of that instant stuff.
And the satisfaction from, normal effort feels
Oh, yeah.
less.
Potentially, yes. It can make the reward from long-term effort feel diminished in comparison. And as Awaken, your potential points out, always chasing that quick fix might mean we're trading away bigger goals without realizing it.
So our brain gets wired for the quick win, the easy reward, and then tackling something actually hard feels impossible.
It can certainly feel that way. It weakens our resilience, our patience, our ability to stick with something when it gets tough.
Okay.
We expect the reward without the real work.
I know that feeling. You start a book, it gets a bit dense, and suddenly checking your email seems vitally important.
Yeah, yes. Or that workout that feels tough after 5 minutes and the couch just calls your name.
Yeah.
That urge for the easier option gets stronger the more we give in.
Right. The brain gets used to the quick fixes, always looking for the next hit, and anything requiring sustained effort just feels wrong,
Unfamiliar.
comfortable.
Exactly. And we become less tolerant of that discomfort, which is where this idea of a dopamine detox, which Awaken Your Potential discusses so well, actually comes in.
Okay, dopamine detox. Sounds a little extreme, like we have to sit in a dark room being bored.
Not at all. It's not about total deprivation or anything like that. It's more mindful. It's about understanding how all this constant stimulation affects us and kind of taking back the reins.
Regaining control over habits and impulses, like hitting a reset button on the brain's reward system.
Precisely. It's about strategically pausing those super easy high dopamine activities.
So instead of the instant buzz, we're trying to retrain our brains to find satisfaction in the actual doing, the process, the learning, the feeling of accomplishment.
That's the core idea. Stepping away from the constant noise allows us to rediscover what genuinely makes us feel good in a more lasting way. It's like a palate cleanser for the brain.
A palate cleanser, I like that. Helps you appreciate the natural highs again.
Yeah, exactly. Awaken Your Potential really emphasizes this recalibration. By reducing exposure to those easy hits, your brain can become more sensitive again to the natural rewards that come from effort, creativity, or just being present.
You might start noticing simple pleasures again. Okay, so how does this work in practice? Do I need to, lock my phone away?
It's about conscious choices. Maybe limiting social media time, turning off those endless notifications, perhaps deleting an app you know is a time sink, just for a bit.
Reclaiming time and mental energy. I could probably use some of that.
Couldn't we all? It might also mean taking intentional breaks from things like video games or constant digital streams.
And doing what instead? Staring at a wall?
No. Reconnecting with, real-world stuff, hobbies, spending time outside, reading a physical book, maybe just relaxing without a screen in front of your face.
Okay. What about food? Does that play a role?
It can. Some people find cutting back on super sugary snacks or heavily processed foods helps too, shifting towards healthier options.
Yeah.
It's all about finding your own balance, really. The goal is more focus, more presence.
Makes sense. Creating space. Now, that Awaken Your Potential video also mentioned delayed gratification. That sounds like a superpower these days.
It really is powerful. Our brains, they love to predict rewards. Dopamine gets released just in anticipation of something good happening.
Oh, yeah, like planning a holiday. That excitement beforehand.
Exactly. That's dopamine doing its thing. You can apply that same principle to your goals, even the boring ones.
How? How do I get excited about, I don't know, cleaning the garage?
You focus on the outcome. Visualize how good it'll feel when it's done, the order, the space, that sense of accomplishment. You kind of generate the positive feeling before you finish. Awaken your potential. Your potential has some good tips on this future focus.
Okay, so harness the anticipation. Trick my brain a bit. What about really big goals, though? The ones that feel overwhelming?
Tiny steps. Break it way, way down. Each little step you complete is a mini victory.
And each mini victory gives a little dopamine hit, reinforcing the behavior.
Exactly. It builds a positive cycle. And you can use something called habit stacking, which Awaken Your Potential also talks about.
Habit stacking, like attaching a new habit to one you already do.
Yeah, like meditate for 2 minutes right after you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Or do 10 push-ups before your shower. Makes it easier to integrate.
And celebrating the small wins is important too, right? Not just waiting for the huge final payoff.
Absolutely crucial. Acknowledge the progress.
Right.
Pat yourself on the back. It keeps the motivation flowing. Now, this ties into discipline.
Uh-oh. Discipline. The fun Kindle.
It often gets that reputation. But think about it differently. As Awaken Your Potential suggests, discipline isn't really restriction. It's actually freedom.
Freedom? How so?
It's the freedom to choose what aligns with your real goals and values, even when it's hard. It empowers you not to be a slave to impulses.
So choosing the workout over the snooze button isn't punishment, it's choosing long-term health. Choosing the harder, better path.
Precisely. It's choosing long-term fulfillment over that fleeting, short-term ease. It lets you build the life you actually want.
That reframing helps. Okay, one more thing. The comfort zone. It's just so comfortable.
It is. It's safe, familiar, but not much growth happens there, does it?
True. All the good stuff, the learning, the progress, it's usually just outside that zone.
That's where transformation lies. Embracing that initial discomfort when you try something new, when you push yourself, that's not a sign to stop.
It's a sign you're growing.
Often, yes. It's a sign you're expanding your capabilities. Like the Awaken Your Potential channel consistently points out, you have to lean into that discomfort sometimes to see what you're really made of.
So, wrapping this up, it seems we can actually learn to, or at least embrace hard things. It's about understanding dopamine, maybe doing a strategic detox, practicing delayed gratification.
And building discipline, taking small steps, celebrating wins, and daring to step outside the comfort zone. It's about retraining the brain, essentially.
Definitely check out the Awaken Your Potential YouTube channel if you want to dig deeper into all this. They've got loads of practical stuff and really thoughtful discussions that build on what we've talked about. A great space for growth.
Absolutely recommend it. It complements this deep dive perfectly.
So here's a thought to leave you with. What's one hard thing, just one, that you've been avoiding, or a goal you keep pushing off?
And what's one tiny, almost laughably small step you could take towards it today?
Because remember, as Awaken Your Potential reminds us, real growth, it starts right where your comfort zone ends.